Vinland Saga is just so amazing. You got the action, the drama, and oh, wait, what's going on here? Yo, wait a minute, I must have clicked on the wrong video. Nope, go back. All jokes aside, season 2 of Vinland Saga is looking to be one of the best anime to come out this year. I mean, come on guys, it's got everything. Farming. Okay, seriously, that was the last one. But in all honesty, Vinland is a goddamn work of art. And I know this part of Thorfinn's journey won't vibe with everyone, especially from looking at some of the comments online. Like, I prefer season 1 Thorfinn, or season 2 is boring. Well, you better get used to it because this is how Thorfinn is for the rest of the series. Also, spoilers for Vinland Saga for whoever hasn't seen it. So in season 1 we see young Throfinn pursuing the one who killed his father, Askeladd, who, might I add, is one of my personal favorite antagonists of all time. On top of that, as trivial as it may be, he wanted to fight him fair and square for his father's honor. Yet, he always lost. And as he travels with Askeladd and his band of mercenaries, we see Thorfinn kind of latch onto him, developing some sort of complicated relationship. Sure, he somewhat did want him dead, but at the same time, it was that same goal that was keeping him going. And this complex nature of their relationship carried the entire first season. See, us as humans need a goal, something to pursue. And if we don't have one, we often tend to become depressed and start to lose our minds. Everyone deals with these problems to some degree, and that's what makes Thorfinn's character so relatable and intriguing. So when we see how he reacts to the one reason he has to live be taken away from him, he snaps and loses it. And watching Thorfinn react to the death of the person he spent so long pursuing was just so sad because it showed that Askeladd became more than just a target to him. Askeladd gave him the skills he needed to survive in this cruel world, and even though his methods weren't always the nicest, you could tell that he wasn't just trying to use them. I felt that at some point he really started to genuinely care about Thorfinn. We can especially see this when he asks him what he's going to do after he dies. He may not always show it, but he's always looked out for Thorfinn to some degree. I just loved how the relationship between them felt earned and realistic, and I feel that's just one of the many aspects that sets this series apart from others. Fast forward to the current season, and Thorfinn's now a slave, spending his days farming and haunted by nightmares of his past. And as much as some people don't like this season because it's not just Thorfinn slicing through Vikings or fighting Thorkel, I think this is one of the strongest parts of the entire series. Here we see Thorfinn face the repercussions of killing needlessly for years. You could argue it's not really his fault too because that's the environment he grew up around. And yes, that's a valid argument. I mean, come on, he was like 5 years old when he started following Askeladd. But to some point, he had to realize that he was responsible for so many innocent people's deaths. Plus, seeing him actually feel regret and remorse for the things he's done in the past was refreshing. I always love when characters are broken down and deconstructed to this level, and Vinland does it beautifully. Because I think this kind of character writing is hard to do in the first place, but the author Makoto Yukimura decided to take it one step further. He chose to start the series off with a heavy emphasis on action, and then turned around and made the character reflect on all his actions and go from there. Something I think not many series can do, especially this well. And I'm sure it would have been just as entertaining to see Thorfinn's journey as a badass Viking, but I honestly prefer him this way. Seeing him reflect on his past and later decide to find a purpose in life instead of staying depressed was, at least I thought, a cool concept. Sure, we see protagonists hit a slump in every series, but few times it shapes them into a different person. Usually it just gives the character a new perspective that helps them get stronger to fight a much stronger enemy. But in Thorfinn's case, it grounds him and helps him mature, pushing him to the thought process that his father had. And it's awesome when you see him realize that his father was right the whole time. That might be another reason people are thrown off by this season. Prior to season 2, we had a clear goal and an antagonist, so people had an idea where the series was going. But now all we know is that Thorfinn has to clear an area and plant crops. My man's is literally playing Stardew Valley in real life. But I do sympathize with people's complaints towards this. Like I said, rarely do we see a shift like this in any form of media. And I get it, people went into this thinking it was all fighting, but I think if it can pull it off, and I know it can because I've read the manga, it can be great. I'd say it's somewhat similar in the vein of Attack on Titan, flipping everything on its head and making people the greater threat and not the Titans. Except not as dramatic, obviously. This series isn't a masterpiece because of its flashy animation and awesome fights. It's a masterpiece because of the well-written characters and grounded protagonist. Not everyone can be an Eren Yeager, and believe me, before he was hot, who would want to be him? But anyone could be in Thorfinn's position to a degree. And seeing his journey through the hectic moments of his youth to the calmer ones of his adulthood makes me all the more excited to see where his story takes him. However you may feel about Season 2 of Vinland Saga, I beg you to stick with it to the end. Because while it may not be the over-the-top action series you're looking for, its story and characters are more than enough to carry the series. And so far from what I've read in the manga, I have yet to be disappointed. Also, just a warning, the animation quality for this season does vary. It's not the worst by no means, but it definitely doesn't match to Season 1's quality. But anyways guys, I want to know what you think. Are you enjoying this season of Vinland Saga, or do you find it to be boring? Let me know down in the comments. And if you did enjoy this video, please consider dropping a like and subscribing, it really helps out the channel. And if you enjoy these videos and have any other anime or manga you want me to talk about, drop it down in the comments as well. Anyways, that's about all for me. Thanks guys, later.